Hi guys, how are you today? It's Rosa here, talking today about a completely new subject that I haven't touched base on, but that I think it's a very important one, especially for our first generation people and anybody who's truly desiring to pursue higher education. I want to talk about career paths. So most of the times we find ourselves, especially at a younger age, for me personally it was 17 when I was graduating high school, and you have graduated, and now what? What do we do? Where do we go? Usually by then you have an idea whether you're going to a four-year university, whether you're going to go to a community college, or you just start working and you don't know where you're going. So I wanted to come on here and just let you guys know my experience, because as I've gotten older and realized a lot of different things that we have, I realized that there's some awesome options and that it's not just so black and white. There's a lot of gray in there that I wish I had known from when I was younger. Not because I would have usually done something different, but because it would have allowed me to be able to navigate this higher education differently. So two different things. So we have your traditional, after you graduate from high school, your traditional four-year university that you go to. I decided to go to Cal State Fullerton. Yay, shout out to my Titans. But there is also a vocational school, a trade school, where you can usually complete your course and be certified within 2 years. So that sounds pretty awesome too, which is something that we don't really discuss much. But I'll get into a little bit more of the details then. When you go get your bachelor's, usually you need extracurricular activities, letters of recommendations, SATs, ACTs, internships, all of that, to be able to complete your schooling. And you can also change your major. I did that. With a vocational school, because it's a 2-year program, it's shorter, and you could probably get a couple different things if, you know, the first thing you tried was not what you expected. You can become a dental hygienist, you can become a medical assistant, you can become a medical billing encoder, you can become a phlebotomist, an ultrasound tech, a licensed vocational nurse. You do so many other things as well, and it's a shorter path, and ultimately both of them will lead to higher education. You are learning more about stuff and you're paving your way in life. Either way is awesome, and it's okay. And then ultimately, if either of those don't work, guess what you have? You have a job. You can go and work, and that's okay as well. But I think it's really important that we realize that, and that we put emphasis and we let our kids, our family, our cousins, our friends of kids know that there are options, and that no matter which career path they take, they are going to be successful as long as they're happy and they enjoy what they're doing. So my personal experience with this was because I was my very first person here in my family and my first generation to head off to college. Like I said, I was streamlined straight to college, four-year university, and that's it. So I was 17, I graduated college. Sorry, I was 17, I graduated high school, and I took off to Cal State Fullerton and began my life there. I did a lot of stuff here at home already, so I was pretty independent as far as cooking and cleaning, but it's a whole nother level because you have a lot more freedom, a lot more responsibilities. So a lot of different things start falling on your plate, but it was definitely the best time of my life, where my responsibilities were enough to where it wasn't too much, but it was just enough, and I had the freedom to be able to enjoy going out and doing whatever I wanted to do, and obviously in a healthy way. But it was awesome. It was fun. I loved that journey. It took me 6 years to finish school, and I enjoyed it that way. It was awesome. It was fun. It was very rewarding. I got my bachelor's from Cal State Fullerton. I have a bachelor's in ethnic studies with an emphasis in Chicano studies and a minor in women's studies. And then guess what? I graduated and I went into a job that I loved, doing nothing to do with my major. And I loved it. I loved what I was doing. First, I started off as a front office, and then I went to the back office, and then I was trained to become a medical assistant trainer. So yours truly here knows how to draw blood, how to do injections, how to do vitals, a lot of awesome stuff, sterile equipment, you know, how to handle it, how to use the sterilizer, the autoclave, so many things that I loved about that. And then I was given the opportunity to do management of that same health clinic, which was amazing and awesome. I loved it. And again, nothing to do with my major, but it was a step that helped me get there. And I've been doing health since then. I have enjoyed and loved health management. And again, but when I was, you know, going to school, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that I could get a bachelor's or a master's. And it's not because I didn't want to know. It's just there was nobody to ask. I didn't have cousins and family or friends who had gone to college and who could, you know, give me a hand. It was just me, myself, and I, and, you know, and my college roommate at that time, my comadre Adriana. We were just as equally lost in regards to, you know, getting more information about that. But we're both awesome and amazing human beings, and we both took different career paths. And what I like to tell people is never compare yourself with other people. It's always look at it as different paths, and that's just how it is. It took her a little bit longer to get her bachelor's, and now she has her master's, and that's awesome. You know, I'm very happy for her. I'm very proud of her. That's something that she wanted to do. It's not something that I want to do, but again, it's just, it makes us different human beings, and that's perfectly awesome. So what I wanted to talk about was, again, like I said, the support that we get from people, our parents, our loved ones, and realize that either route that you take is going to be pricey. So if we're ever deciding based off of money, we're deciding for the wrong factors, because either way it's going to be expensive. Whether you go to a four-year university or you go to a vocational school, you're going to have to invest in your future. But there are different routes that you can take, and like I said, you know, that's why I want you guys to be aware of that, so that you can educate your kids or family or friends or whoever it is. Because if I had my way when I was in high school, by now I would have been to awesome, I want to believe so, at least, cosmetologist. My dad didn't let me go to cosmetology school, but I always wanted to do that. But I didn't get the chance. Instead, I just went off to college. But I would have loved to invest my time. Now my time and energy are invested somewhere else. And who knows, maybe one day I'll go back and get my cosmetologist license and open up a business and go from there. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And again, that's my point. That's what I want to make sure that you guys realize, that graduating and moving on, whatever path you take, as long as you have a vision of what you're going to do and the support of the loved ones, you're going to do whatever you want to do and be happy about it. And like I said, high school counselors and teachers are awesome, and they're great because they're going to give you, usually towards the four-year university, four-year university, but that's not the only way, and remember that. So ask other people who've taken different paths from you. Ask an electrician how much money they make. They make amazing money. A plumber, and a lot of other, you know, awesome careers that there's out there that you don't have to have a bachelor's for or a master's. There's some plumbers, some electricians, some construction managers who are making great money, and they didn't go to a four-year college. Again, it's not for everybody, but it is a possibility. There's some amazing chefs. Of course, you guys have seen them on TV. But just know that there's financial aid. Like I said, there's grants for anything that you decide to do. There's lots of vocational schools. A lot of community colleges offer these programs. A lot of private ones. I'd always say be cautious with that, because there's some vocational schools who unfortunately lose their credentialing, and if you paid into that then and they close down, you're kind of on the bad end of that. So but most importantly, I want you guys to carry this with you, is to know that because you have options, look into it, talk with those who you really love and those who probably understand you a little bit more, and talk to yourself and figure out what you want to do, because your parents and your beliefs might not align. Maybe I wanted to go to cosmetology school, and my father and my mom wanted me to go to a four-year university because they wanted me to be the first person in my family, and I followed their dreams. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. But just make sure that when you're going somewhere and you're doing something, you are doing it for the right reasons, and you're pushing your kids towards what they want and the right things, whether it's, like I said, four-year university vocational school where they're going to be doctors, amazing nurses, whatever it is. But let them know they have options. They have different things that they can pursue, because when you don't have that support, it's going to pull you back. And ultimately at the end, when you realize, okay, I have all these degrees, but am I happy with what I'm doing? Am I content? Is this what I really wanted to be doing? You want to make sure your answer is yes. And if it's not, go back to school. It doesn't matter. There's no specific time frame or age where it's like, oh, they graduated with, I graduated when I was 23, you know, and I'm 30, in my 30s now, and 36 to be exact. I'm not ashamed of my age. But there's no time frame, you know. Nobody's any better than anybody else because they completed school before or after or whatever. But encourage your kids from a young age. Motivate them to do what they want to do. Encourage them and show them the love that you would wish somebody had offered you. In my case, you know, the support, because that's my goal. That's my goal, is to make sure that my kids do what they want to do, not what I didn't do or what I had hoped to do or what I had failed to do. They're not going to be, you know, my piggyback on that. They get to choose what they want to do, and I'm going to be supportive of that because I've been there. I've been when nobody's there, and like I said, in the end, you want them to be happy. You want to be happy. You want to make sure that they didn't stay yearning to take a different career path because we pushed them for this 4-year college, or we pushed them for this sports, you know, scholarship. Sports are awesome and they're amazing, but I think sometimes we lose our vision when we're sending our kids off to sports, and we focus so much on this winning, on how you're going to get a scholarship, that we forget that they're human beings and they have emotions and feelings, and they might not want to pursue that. They might just enjoy playing football and basketball and soccer and not want to pursue it any further. But again, because we push them so much and we tell them our dreams and imagine if this and imagine if that. So I always say, go back, analyze what you're doing, and talk to them. Don't sway their future because of failed attempts that we've had or other things. And if you ever have any questions about things, ask me, ask other people who've gone through life and who've had experiences, because it's really important to hear from them and to know your options, other things to know. So that's what I wanted to come on here today, pretty much in essence, and talk about the different career paths that you can take, and that you can take them at any time. We're never too old to start school. We're never too, you know, outdated to do anything. We will figure it out. We will thrive, and just get your education and do what makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting anybody, then hey, that's all you can ask for. So parents, myself included, please talk to your kids, motivate them, help them get to where they want to get. Give them their options and listen to them at the end and support them, because there is nothing better than knowing that you have your parents' support and love, unconditional love. So I hope you guys are doing great. It's been a very cloudy, rainy, windy day today. So I was going to take the kids to soccer and that was canceled. So take care. Have a wonderful weekend. I don't think I'm going to record another video for a couple of days. I am building more content though. My next video is probably going to be a very controversial one, but that's what I'm here for. If you have any questions, anything, again, like I said, please hit the subscribe button and leave me any comments or message me. You guys know how to get a hold of me. I am very happy that I was able to do this little quick video about higher education and how to pursue it, what to do. And if you have any questions, ask, guys. I can't stress the importance of asking. Peace.